Hey there, friendlies. Sorry I'm late. I have my dad and his wife in from out of town, like way out of town. They live in British Columbia. And so I was hosting a little supper tonight. And I wasn't sure how late that would go. So I figured, let's let the subs know and the friends know that I may not be around tonight. And then if I am, and any of them are paying attention, then it'll be like a bonus night, even though it's not a bonus night. Popping the beer can. What a day. I tell you what, this has been a hell of a day. Before I tell you about my day, I do want to do the usual housekeeping. If you are liking the content at any time tonight, I invite you to hit that thumbs up. If you are disliking the content at any time tonight, then I invite you to hit the thumbs down. Also, if you're watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week, thank you for your eyes. That means a lot to me. So who we got with us here on this evening? Tenenbaum, nice to see you. Raspberry Rock, that is Russell. He is also here. Chris Garland, hi, how's it going? David Evans, hello. Simon, salut monsieur. Obviously, Simon missed the note where I said I probably wasn't going on tonight. Grace, how are you tonight? Sam Jackson, how's it going? Longest Quest, hi. Nice crew we got early tonight, although we've gone from 7 down to 6, so I guess I pissed someone off with something I said. It's okay. We're all friends here. Mark, how's it going? How is it going? I see that there's some discussion going on about mac and cheese on the wood stove, but oh no, Russell says it's not on the wood stove. That's all right. That's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Welcome to this life. Tonight's beer, I think I've had this on the screenage before. This is that like uber micro that's only available at an orchard that I went to. Let's see if I can do this without completely destroying the pour. I like the picture quality of this camera a lot better than my stupid little webcam, but the fact that it actually focuses on one thing means that I kind of, like, if I want to show you guys something, I kind of have to put it like around here. It's okay. It's fine. I just have to adjust the way I do these, right? Yeah, I kind of, it's not great, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Whoop, bump. Where was I? What's going on here? It's okay. Yeah, man, what a day. So my youngest daughter has been homesick since, like, we're probably on a week and a half now. Almost a week and a half. And so we kind of think that it's an ear infection, but in order to see a doctor, she has to have a COVID test within the past 72 hours. So I took her this morning all the way out on the West Island. I drove forever because there was a place in Kirkland that is supposed to do rapid testing, right? You're in, you're out, you get your results within the hour. So I went and I stood in line for like 3 hours, and then they didn't give me the rapid test, which means that I couldn't call today for the appointment. Anyways, whatever. It was frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And she hasn't been feeling well, and the test really kind of freaked her out. So I texted my boss at work and said, look, today's a write-off. There goes a vacation day, you know? Sam is trying to listen to me and Dennis's live stream. That must be an interesting live stream. He's got some good guests on tonight. Wait, does he have both of them on, or just one of the brothers? Beer. And for afterwards, I poured myself a single dram of Jameson Caskmates, the stout edition, because I feel that having the whiskey bottle on the desk is an excellent way to get into trouble. And it's funny because stuff like that doesn't show up anywhere in this book of how to survive. It needs a chapter on how to survive having too much booze on your desk while you're live streaming. I do actually have a full bottle of whiskey here, but it's not open yet. I'm going to open it as a review on my other channel at some point. Interesting thing about this one, this is the open edition for a tennis tournament that didn't end up happening because of COVID. So it's kind of a cool little story to this bottle, which if you watch my other channel, you will see the review of sometime soon. Both Jim and Ted, yeah. Yes, David Evans, you know exactly why it's not a great idea to have an open bottle of whiskey on the desk. There we go. But yeah, I'll be watching Dennis's live stream time shifted to tomorrow, as I always do. Looking forward to that, to some cool info, some cool conversation. Oh, it's nice just to relax. It's been a really big day. Just relaxing with my friends here. My virtual friends out there in the universe. So is anyone else having the beers tonight? I'm pretty sure Russell's got some kind of a brewski going. You know, because I wasn't planning to have a live stream tonight, I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. I have no concept, no idea. I'm just going to play on whatever you guys say in the live chat tonight. And obviously, if Russell shows up a little later, everything will get more interesting, funnier, less boring. Just let me get comfy here, guys. David Evans, you too. Oh yeah, I may as well take that down. Charles says coffee this AM. Grace is having a Stella. Nice. Nice. I haven't had a Stella in years. Years. Oh, right, because Charles, it's morning where Charles is. Right. I keep forgetting. I absolutely keep forgetting. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of you guys watched that. Watch Dennis's live stream. So he's going late tonight then, because I believe he's supposed to go from 7 till 9, and I go from 9 till 11, and so technically, it should work out great that you can watch him and then watch me. But he goes late fairly often. I mean, so do I, right? If it's an interesting conversation, why cut it short? And which is what I used to do. Like, okay, it's 11. I'm shutting it down. And Russell was like, "Stupid. Why are you doing that? You've got like 12 people on here and they're all talking. Keep it going." And so I go more towards that now, unless I'm sitting here and, absolutely falling asleep. Sam says, "Sorry, Jesse, I wasn't listening." Well, because he's multitasking, right? He's still watching Dennis and me. Yeah, Sam, all is well. Everything's great. It was a rough day, but I'm now hanging with you guys, so it's a lot better. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Please don't. Just give me a second here. I guess I'm not gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. Charles can have a beer in 2.5 hours. So what time is it where you are, Charles? Is it like early morning for you, or is it sort of mid-morning? Like, I don't know what time zone you're in. I get the feeling that like, you're not in the same time zone as Australia, right? Are you kind of in the same time zone as like British Columbia or California, or is there another time zone out there somewhere? 9:30 a.m. Okay, so you're like 12 hours off of me. All right, so you're essentially, time zone speaking, you're essentially no, you're not essentially in Australia, are you? Yeah, Australia is 12 hours off, right? From me. All right, Sam Jackson's going to the beer fridge. All well-equipped people have beer fridges. Am I right? All right, I'll take that down. I must remember to pop the messages off the screen after dealing with them. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I wonder where Tyler is tonight. I was hoping that Tyler was going to come on to talk last time because we were talking about the exact kind of thing that he has a lot to contribute to. But that's all right. That's okay. Okay, so Australia is 2 hours ahead of where Charles is. Okay. Chris Garland says, I went to a bookstore in London. That would be London, Ontario, for those of you who are not from around here, this past weekend and found a Les Stroud Survive book for $10. Nice. I'm sure a lot of you have that. Any other good books you folks would suggest? Oh man, if I'd known we were going to talk about books, I don't have any Les Stroud books. I've seen a lot of his stuff on TV, but I don't have any of his books. And it's the same with Ray Mears. I love Ray Mears. I'm all about Ray Mears, but I don't own any of his books. I've seen pretty much everything he's done, except the most recent series, the China series. Oh man, my sinuses are going crazy. But Chris, this is a classic right here. Like a lot of the guys we watch have read this book and internalized this book. This is John Lofty Wiseman. I don't think much about the guy himself, but his knowledge is very, very solid. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. It's going to happen. I believe that Lofty is former SAS. John Lofty Wiseman served in the SAS for 26 years. His knowledge, experience, and skills are unrivaled, and he is deeply respected in survival circles. He is the first and best expert on survival instruction in any situation. So, yes, almost 30 years in the SAS. Oh, well, that's not... never mind. That's nothing to sneeze at. Speaking of sneezing, I have a paper towel here for just in case I've blown the beer pour. I have no idea what I'm allergic to, but man, I came down here, sat down, and suddenly my sinuses went bluey. Where was I? I have a couple of other books over there, but I don't want to step off screen until I've got some guests on. Yeah. So for this book, Chris, it's well written. It's not. It's a little British, okay. But it's very thorough, and it's not really like old-fashioned British, the writing. There's a lot in here. I wouldn't sit down and read it stem to stern. I would dive into it de temps en temps, from time to time. Like I had something bookmarked here because I wanted to discuss this subject during one of our episodes. I love any book that has, like, what's a nice touch about this book. This suddenly became a book review episode. What? Let me get through it. What's cool about this book is all the stuff that's very instructional. Black and white, basic, right? Here, pull a cartridge apart and use the gunpowder to start a fire. But as soon as it turned into anything where, like, the markings on a spider or something might be important, or like the colors of plants that you might be, um, what do you call it? Picking in the woods, whatever it's called when you pick your food in the woods. Anything where really knowing what the like what the colors and stuff are, that's all full color illustrations. So it's a very well thought out book. Yeah, there's a whole section on butchering and gutting a carcass. It's a great book, but as I said, don't sit down like I've got a cup of coffee. I'm going to read from the introduction to the index. It's not going to happen, and you shouldn't do it that way because you're not going to necessarily internalize the information if you just read it all the way through. Pick, what am I interested in tonight? I want to talk about, I want to read up on mushrooms, or there's got to be something on knots in here, right? And there, okay. Phases of the moon, that kind of thing can be very important, right? Preserving food, fuels. I mean, it's a great book. It's a big book. I think I gave away a copy of this book. Was it on YouTube or Instagram? I don't remember. But I do seem to remember doing a giveaway at one point. Where was I? Oh, my land. I'm way behind. Okay. I see Sam Jackson is being a goofed. Sand sucks. Yeah, no, there wasn't supposed to be, but no, my guests left like an hour and a half earlier than I thought they would. Shawnee's here. What is this? Who knows what this is? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Yeah, Tenenbaum is it's the new and updated version. How can something be both new and updated? That makes no sense to me. Hey, Hike Mike is here. How's it going? Tenenbaum's got the gem version. Nice. I love the portability of those gem editions. I am going to sneeze again, folks. It's coming. Hike's got that book. Yeah, everyone's got this book, and everyone should have this book. This is your starting point. Les Stroud has this book, right? Ray Mears has this book. I think every survival instructor in the woods has this book. Wow, am I ever not loving what's happening with my sinuses tonight? This just tells me that I really have to clean up this basement. I don't know if Sam is being funny or not, but just in case he's not, the Sas Survival Handbook, the new and updated version, if you can, is probably the one you'll find if you're buying it. It's brand new. But I used to have the old version as well, and whatever, the knowledge is the same. So if you can save a few bucks by buying an old version, good on you. Yeah, Shoni, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that I could be on, even though I'm all. See, it's, because Tenenbaum, I've always had this problem when something is new and improved, or new and updated. It's like, no, it's not. It's either new or it's improved. New edition. Okay, great. I get it. But yeah, I guess if you say new, improved edition, that works. But I'm only saying this because I used to work in editorial. So, Shawnee, you mean this book? This book that I've been talking about, this one right here. Yes, you should get that book. In fact, even if you're not into survival, just get the book, okay? Just get it. Tenenbaum put up a link to the pocket-sized one, and because he is a mod, you can right-click on that link and open in a new tab. I should be getting paid for pushing business to them this way. Like, how the hell does the Collins Gem edition work? Do they take out stuff or do they shrink the text? Because I've never looked at the Collins Gem version of this book, but I've looked at Collins Gems before, and they don't look like they're missing much. Sam. Hold on. Boom. Sam, you mean this book? You didn't see the earlier reference to this book? It's okay. Look, I'll just show it again. Sas Survival Handbook by John Lofty Wiseman. I got to get paid for this. Okay, so Tenenbaum, because he's got that. Okay, so what they do is they shrink them down. Yeah, because like if they were abridging the books, what do you take out of a survival manual? You know what I'm saying? Like if they're abridging like fiction, okay, but if you're abridging a survival manual, yikes. So okay, so you're saying they just sort of shrink it down. Oh, there's a third edition, because this, I believe, is the second edition. But let me check that. Let me just check that, okay? New edition, published in 2009. I have no idea. It doesn't say. But if it's... I don't know if this is second or third edition. If it's the third, I just have to get the new one. No, sorry. If this is the second, then I just have to get the third edition because I don't want to be missing any information. But yeah, Tenenbaum has a link to the third edition, which I will check by right-clicking, opening in a new tab. Yeah, okay, so this must be the second edition then. Oh, what am I missing? Sansox picked up a reprint of old World War II military PDFs, scouting and patrolling. Sometimes old stuff is better than the new versions. Now, those things must be cool. I've seen like PDFs made of old Canadian RCAF manuals and stuff. And there's a real old time charm to that stuff, you know. Sam says thanks. You too, buddy. Alain says, I have that SOS book. You mean this one? Is this the one we're talking about? This one right here? You have this SAS book? Yes. Evidently, so do I. Does anyone remember if in a previous episode of mine that I gave away the old edition of this that I used to have? It's possible that I'm still planning to do that giveaway, but I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so yeah, mine is second. It was 2009. I'm not really going to feel the need to rush out and buy the third edition. One of the benefits of having worked in editorial for 10 years is that new editions don't always bring a lot to the table. Sometimes they really do, but not always. Sometimes it's just, in fact, often something like this is certain philosophies of use have changed over time, and so they update the philosophy of use aspects of whatever. Philosophy of use, I feel, is a it's not always a personal choice, but like we all bring our own flavor to what we do, you know. So that kind of thing doesn't make me necessarily feel the need to buy the the latest and greatest edition of everything. No, damn it, Sandsocks. I'm not feeling all right. My sinuses are killing me. Ever read the RCF Down But Not Out Winter Survival book? No, I haven't. I have heard of it, but I've never seen a copy. I would love to get my hands on a copy without spending massive amounts of money. Yeah, okay, so Alan's got the first edition. I used to have a first edition as well. Hike says something interesting here. Yeah, getting a localized survival book for your area is a good idea. I have one I like called Surviving the Wilds of Florida. Yeah, because books like the one that I've just been obnoxiously showing all night, it's good as a general survival book, but like surviving the high Arctic versus surviving the swamps of Florida or the outback of Australia, there are some skills that are not necessarily portable across all three of those contexts. So it is good to have to have something like this as a foundation to build on. But then if you have like a publication that is specific to your area, I feel that it's a good appendix to have. Shawnee agrees with me. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Also, like attached to that is books about foraging in your area. Okay, so I'm sitting here in Quebec. If I have a terrific book about foraging in British Columbia, it's not necessarily going to help me as well as a book about foraging in Eastern Canada or the Canadian Shield would be. Well, Chris, we can only... what I should have done is I should have poured over this copy of mine and the previous copy and gotten a sense of what had actually changed. Because they don't always tell you on the back of the book what's new section on, I don't know, organic survival food. Or like they don't always tell you what the changes are. Well, I think that one thing I did look at through both was because I was wondering if the old version did not have the color pictures and stuff, and it looked like that kind of stuff was the same across both. Part of me wishes I could get a digital version, but that is really for if I'm sitting on a bus and I kind of want to read about survival and pretend I'm not on a bus. Oh, see, Sam ordered the book. Nice. The Amazon Essay Survival. Sweet. Leave No Trace also has excellent regional guides. I did not know that, but I will go and check it out later. David Evans asks, so if you have good survival skills, can you pretty well take them anywhere and survive? Now, I think to a certain extent, yes, and to a certain extent, no. If you look at like Ray Mears' body of work, I mean, he has done survival in many different regions, many different climates. And what is portable is your basic skill set, right? Starting a fire with a ferro rod, anywhere there is wood, works. But being able to build an igloo is a very good skill to have up in the north and is not going to do you well in the Amazon. Whereas being able to work with bamboo or something would help you in certain areas and not others. Give me a second here, guys. I am absolutely dying here. But, Chris, stuff like this is also good. Not necessarily in terms of up-to-date woodcraft skills, but more in terms of this is one of those books where I've spent all day getting my wood together, pitching a tent or a tarp or whatever. I've made supper. I've eaten supper. I'm kicking back, warm fire. Everything is done. It's relaxation time. I read this to connect me with the timeline of being an outdoorsman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you mark a timeline, I should have done that this way so it's the right way for you guys. But like, you've got indigenous skills, whatever, Bronze Age level skills, then medieval, 18th century, and you get to to Kephart and Nessmuk and guys like that. There's a timeline there. Everything we do in the woods, whether you're a bushcrafter or a camper or a survivalist or just a paddler, everything you do out there is building on millennia of skills development, methodology changes over time as technology and knowledge grows, right? And so I like to read stuff like this to connect me, like to tie me onto that timeline somewhere and to give me a sense of where my skills came from, because we're building on this era of stuff way more than we're necessarily building on the skills of 3,500 years ago or 10,000 years ago. I like, Ötzi. You can see the line, but we're more directly building on these guys. That's a very boring and roundabout way of saying that. You might want something by Nessmuk or Kephart just to read and enjoy. There's a real joy to reading these old words. But you're not in the early in the 20s, the 21st century 20s. You're not going to use this as a manual in any way. I just love this book, though. I love the old school skills, like, excuse me, the camp for Kephart or Nessmuk, way different than the camp for us. Absolutely. Hi to Carol Long, by the way. Tenenbaum is essentially saying in a concise way what I was circling around. But yeah, he also references that the SAS book is a very good global baseline to build off of. Shawnee, I love the Peterson's guides. I have one for tree ID. Very nicely put together. I do love those Peterson's guides. And what David says, to a certain extent, they are, right? Or maybe not foraging skills, but a foraging mindset. Because I'm just thinking about how different it is recognizing wild garlic from foraging limpets and stuff on, say, the British seashore, and knowing that you can encourage the limpets to attach to a rock and then put the rock in the fire and cook the limpets that way. Hike with Mike says, old Boy Scout handbooks are bushcraft and survival guides I have from the 70s. I love. I like that stuff too. And it's funny because I have a book called Shanties, Shelters, and something. I don't want to get off screen. It's right over there, but I don't want to leave the screen. Shelters, Shanties, and something. And this book is very clearly written to a Boy Scout adjacent audience. Like he just references Scouts offhand, like it's a given that Scouts are reading this book, kind of thing. But it's a very cool book about shelters, shanties, and Grace says shacks. Maybe if I have guests on later, I'll sneak off screen and go get it. Hold on. Tenenbaum says to David that the principles are the same, the details and methods vary. Exactly. Again, he's very concisely saying what I'm like dancing around. Exactly. The survival / bushcraft mindset, I believe, is the most portable thing. Your basic skills are portable probably 90% of the time, but I'm not an expert at this, so please don't quote me on that. And do not base your survival on what I'm saying. And then on top of that, there's a layer of very region-specific skills and techniques that you need. If you're seeing used scout books, I would grab them. I haven't seen any of this stuff. I live in a really piss poor town for a lot of this stuff that we talk about. Like the antique shops here do not have access generally. The bookshops, those that are left, don't really have big outdoorsy, segments to them. It's yeah. But so if you're seeing that kind of stuff, then I would definitely pick it up. Hike with Mike says, in every type of geography, there are vegetation that you survive upon. In Canada, birch trees, yeah. Saw palmetto, absolutely, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, up here, birch, pines, spruce, firs, all these are high in vitamin C. You can make a tea. If you've got like a balsam fir, then those blisters, you can burst. The resin inside is useful for all kinds of things. Yes, between Chris, yeah, it's a great book. I have a Nesmith book too, but now I'm thinking I only have it as an audiobook. I don't remember what the hell it's called. Excuse me. I love those old school writers, those old school. When I'm reading this book, it feels, even when I'm reading it in the solarium here or something, I crack this book open to read a chapter and it feels like I'm reading it by firelight. It's evocative for me. Part of it is because like they haven't updated the typography since this book was like new. Part of it is the old school way, here's a recipe for army bread, also known as bannock. 1 quart flour, 1 teaspoonful salt, 1 tablespoonful sugar, 2 heaping teaspoonsful baking powder. As this is made without grease, it is easier to mix than biscuit dough. Mix the ingredients thoroughly and stir in enough cold water, parenthesis, about 1.5 pints, parenthesis, to make a thick batter that will pour out level. Mix rapidly with spoon until smooth. Nobody writes this way anymore. Like nobody says teaspoonful. They say, 1 tablespoon of this, one teaspoon of that. Butchering is the most distasteful part of a hunter's work, a job to be sublet when you can, but sometimes you can't. When an animal is shot, the first thing to do is to bleed it. Even birds and fish should be bled as soon as secured. The meat keeps better, and, in the case of a bird, the feathers are more easily plucked. Like, it's like you kind of have to read this book with the voice that I used to think was Dick Prenneke in his movies until Tenenbaum destroyed that for me. But like you read this book and you hear old time knowledge, old time ways of putting words together, old time philosophies. There's a whole chapter on marksmanship in the woods. Great book. Yes. Shelters, Shacks, and Shanties. Another book written in a very early style. Nice early illustrations. And just good stuff. Okay. For how to build a lean-to, you don't need a 21st century book. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're building with logs in the woods, that knowledge is pretty solid, pretty early. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Romans built with logs. They didn't build lean-tos necessarily, but like building with found trees in the woods. 21st century book is not going to bring you much more than a 20th century book or maybe a 19th century book. So it's the kind of thing where you can keep one of these old books around and you don't feel that you're missing any knowledge. I would like to say that we have 19 people watching and I have 13 thumbs ups. So if you're enjoying this kind of rambling conversation that I wasn't planning to have tonight, then please feel free to show me some love. Hey, Cliff is here. How's it going? Hold on. I'm just going to try to catch up. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Like a foraging mindset. That's what I was trying to say. Yes. I'm dying. David says, the Canadian Scout Handbook was an excellent reference book. I read my copy so many times. Yeah, I'd like to find an old copy. I could probably find one on eBay, but the thing is, these days, like, old books are expensive. I don't need one in prime condition, right? But buying old books off of eBay or whatever, man, it gets expensive fast. But yeah, I'd like to find one. Shawnee, yeah, navigation. It's amazing. I am nowhere as good. I am nowhere near as good at navigation as I kind of tricked myself into thinking I was. So I kind of feel like I have to go back and relearn that in a big way. It's okay. Cliff, I was late as well, so don't worry about it. Russell says, 20 people watching. Oh, yeah, we're back up to 20. Nice, and I'm up to 18 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys. Russell, you have the link on Facebook, I believe. Or did I forget to hit send? I forgot to hit send. Sorry. Yeah, I thought I sent you that link like 40 minutes ago. Sorry. Yeah, Hike. It's a good book, though. It does sound like a country song, actually. That's a country song that needs to be written, eh? You got to fit a truck in there somewhere, though. Hi, Russell.
Jesus. Hey.
Tenenbaum has put up a link to one of Kepart's Camping and Woodcraft. Oh, there's an expanded version? I'm going to click on that later. Because, I need the version, right?
Whoa. Is this a dark? Is this a dark mode? What just happened?
I don't know.
Is your
All well?
StreamYard background white or black?
Mine's white, but in the window where we both are is black.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm so smart. Oh my god. You don't want to know how smart I am.
Well, how smart are you, Russell?
Okay, well, I was just on Dennis's stream, and I had all, you know how I hate all the whiteness, so I had all these windows in black positioned around because I was asking a question. I hung around for the green room a little bit,
Yeah.
and so I'm on your stream, and I forgetting to realize I'd already positioned all these windows around, so it just looked all black. Okay, right. I'm stupid, but guess what?
What?
I'm drinking.
Rush.
Oh. Yeah. So it's definitely an IPA.
Right.
And stupidly, they call it Canadian Golden Ale instead of just IPA, right? But it's not bad. Like I can't stand IPAs, but this isn't bad. It's got a hint of some fruitiness that's not too disturbing.
Right. Chris says, sorry if you had something else planned. No, in fact, I wasn't planning to come on tonight. I thought I was going to miss tonight. But the evening that I was hosting ended much earlier than I thought it would. So I was like, I'm going to go live stream now.
Yeah, so David, I was in the after party with Canoe Hound, and Ted Baird wanted to see the disco ball lit up.
Nice.
So it's still lit.
It's nice. And man, everyone's like, yeah, the disco ball lit tonight. Even on my live streams, they're all about that disco ball, eh? Hey, Rain's here.
You sound awful.
Yeah, I feel terrible, and it's weird because it's just since I came and sat here.
Normally you just look awful, but tonight you sound awful too.
The whole big package. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Angie's been listening while doing your physical therapy exercises. I have exercises I should be doing as well.
Acceptable.
I'll just go and do them while Russell takes over the live stream.
I'm just doing arm exercises at the moment.
Weightlifting?
Yes, it gets easier as you continue, and then it gets harder.
Yeah, it feels like it gets lighter. I'm doing the same exercise.
Chris says your joke was good, Russell. I got it. Remind me of the upper management and lower management. Oh, they. Yeah, I told it. I asked this question about the longhouse with Jim and Ted Baird. And then I gotta tell it here. I joked about building a basement apartment in an outhouse, but I don't think they got it.
You were asking about the longhouse? What do you mean?
Well, they Jim and Ted and I can't remember the other guy's name. They joined Sean James on his property to build a longhouse.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, okay. But that longhouse never got finished, did it?
It never got finished, and he eventually pulled it down.
Yeah. It's funny that you're talking about longhouses because yesterday or the day before, my family, we took my dad and his wife to the botanical gardens, right? We went to see the Chinese garden, the Japanese garden, and the indigenous garden. And the indigenous garden, it's not really a garden. It's a trail with a bunch of indigenous, like local plants and little installations talking about the various nations in this area and stuff. And they did a whole thing on the longhouse. Now, a longhouse here is really bloody different from a longhouse where they live in British Columbia, right? Those Haida permanent huge houses with the panel fronts that are all carved and everything. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea, but continue.
The longhouses on like Haida Gwaii and stuff are epic and beautiful and kind of eerie in some ways because of that style of art. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can bring up an image. Do I have an image here? Yeah. Except this is the back of one. Hold on. Because I mean, you know, longhouses here are very specific, right? They're what Sean James was building, right? Okay, hold on. Let me just show this. Whereas in British Columbia,
Are you showing something?
boom,
You
now I am,
are.
right? So you'd have these huge, like,
I gotta supersize this.
yeah, I should have done the same. Hold on.
Oh,
There we go. Right?
those
Very
are some
often,
serious logs in there.
well, these ones are also like on a lot of them, like this is all carved, and the door it would be right here.
That is
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different thing than the Eastern Longhouse is. When I discovered this is a much more modern one, but like this sort of shows you the size of all of them, right? This is your front door here. Anyway, so I found it funny that you guys were talking about longhouses because my dad and I were discussing longhouses yesterday or the day before, whenever the hell we were there. I just love this stuff. Haida art is my favorite native art, and it's probably one of my favorite kinds of art. Period. There's a real something going on there. It's powerful. It's huge. It's monumental. Good old beer. Rain said, had a campfire tonight and burned some 100-year-old wood given to us from a house reno from next door. Wow, that's probably nice and dry. That's for sure. Russell's going for the class, I see.
I ask the important questions, right? What are you doing?
Shawnee's picking up where you left off.
It was extra smoky.
Rain says, I didn't sniff it, but it was a beautiful fire. Our houses are very old, but beautiful.
Did it have a particular fruity taste? Did it linger on the tongue? What was it?
Yeah, hike with Mike. It's the same. Can I start that sentence again?
Nope.
Yes, hike with Mike.
Continue.
It's the same longhouses here because the Iroquois, although we're not supposed to use that word anymore, it was up here too, right? Their nation straddles the border.
You're not allowed to say Iroquois anymore?
Well, allowed. If you're speaking to someone from the Iroquois Confederacy, it is not great to use the term Iroquois. But the word you're supposed to use now, I cannot pronounce. So I just sort of stick with the old. David says we've seen similar longhouses on the West Coast built by the Haida. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. In fact, they go up the West Coast, up British Columbia into Alaska, southern Alaska.
Wow, that's a really long house. Then wow,
Russell. Hi, Mel.
Entire coast.
I thought this was the not going live. Yes, I wasn't, but I did anyway. Gray says, Mellow 5. Yeah, Mark says, Haida art is beautiful for sure. It's funny. I used to live in this apartment with my mom back when I was 16, and we had this hallway. And one night while she was out, I painted a killer whale, a Haida-style killer whale, on the wall in the hallway with black and red acrylic paint. We were renting, right? We didn't own this house. So she came home and saw that and was like, well, it's nice. I didn't get chat on for it at all. It's like, how did... Yeah, it was big
How old
too.
were
Like
you?
it, I don't know, like 16, 15,
Oh,
16.
I was about to say kids make really poor decisions like that, but you're
Someday I'll
pretty
try
old
to
at that
find
point.
a picture of it. Someday. Do I have a? Yeah, I don't know. I might have a picture of it somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, man. That art style really just sort of grabbed me. Still does.
Junebug caught a fly and ate it. I just wanted to throw that out
Nice.
there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam likes the indigenous. Oh, crams. Sam likes the indigenous buildings and stuff. Yeah. The guys who taught me to hunt were a couple of Mohawks.
Can you still say Mohawk? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's Tyler. See, I said way earlier. I wonder if Tyler's going to be here tonight. And there he is. Cliff is asking if you build a longhouse in a week, is it still considered a longhouse? I'd say if it takes a week, that's probably a pretty short house. Grace, okay, I'll ask. Who are the Haida? It's the name of one of the First Nations in British Columbia, and just going into Alaska. Sort of, they're up. They're on
Interesting.
Haida Gwaii, which yes,
I've never heard of the Haida.
really. Oh Christ, what's his name? He did the sculpture that shows up on the back of the old $10 bill. I think was it 5 or 10 that had the raven and the.
The old.
Anyway,
I was gonna say I might actually have $10 to my name. But,
I left my wallet upstairs.
what the hell is that? Is that a train?
Oh yeah, okay, that's
Yep.
that.
Like, who uses money anymore anyway? Like, what's wrong with us?
Yeah, the CBC was asking that. Apparently, Canada is the least cash carrying country in the world. We have gone
Really?
card harder than any other country, including other countries that have apparently gone really hard into cards, like Sweden and the UK. We carry even less cash than they do.
We haven't gone to phones yet, but yeah, I was thinking about it today. Like I always say, I don't want a receipt anymore, but it used to be that you always wanted your receipt, right?
Yeah.
I was given nobody ever said, no, I don't need a receipt, but it's so easy to check now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Rain says, I went to gather firewood today in the bush, but a big freaking snake was on the ones I wanted to get. Forget that. I can't with snakes. Turned around and went home. I wonder how big a snake that was.
Oh, what kind of snake?
Big one.
Rain. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah. Big snakes are scarier than like gardener snakes or grass snakes.
By the way, the Haida longhouse could be up to 120 feet long and 20 feet high. Had a number of fire pits for warmth and cooking, with smoke holes directly overhead.
I think it's kind of like the Amish back then. It's like, okay, we're gonna build this thing. Okay, 100 men get together and build this thing, and it goes up pretty quick, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
The artist I was trying to figure out, the artist I was trying to remember was Bill Reed, and he did the sculpture that's on the back of one of the dollars, the older ones.
You gonna show it?
I'm looking for it right now.
Did you find it right now?
Oh, it was the old 20. Yeah, it was the old 20. Hold on. I'll pop this baby up.
I think I got 20.
For crying out loud. It was like I was going to say it's the one with the queen on the front, but the 20 always has the damn queen on the front.
What the hell have we got on our money these days? Yeah, the queen's on the front.
Okay. I'm about to share the screen. Man, we have got to be boring the crap out of half the people in the side chat, but
Welcome
there.
to Raindance Bushcraft.
Yeah. Here's the raven letting people out of the clamshell. I've seen the original of that. I'm sorry, here. I've seen the original of that one. It's huge. And here's another one of his sculptures. Interesting thing about Bill Reed, he was half white and half native, and he was booting it up the coast of British Columbia in a boat on a really rainy day, and he saw a bunch of natives or First Nations people like huddled and miserable under a tree in the rain, and he stopped his boat and went onto shore and berated them and said, "Your ancestors would be ashamed of you. How come you don't have a fire going and stuff?" And it was like the seminal moment in his life, and started him down this road to like really connecting with his native half, which is just a funny little story.
So I figured the Canadian National Vimy Memorial is on the back of this My 20.
That's Vimy.
See, I don't even know what's on the money anymore.
Yeah, that's the current. You said Vimy.
That's what I.
You don't know about Vimy Ridge?
Never been.
Vimy Ridge is like. Well, me neither, because it's in France. But actually, Vimy Ridge is technically in Canada because France ceded that land to Canada, so that they could put the memorial there.
Really?
Yeah.
We own a piece of France?
Yep.
Yeah, I should. Oh man, I'm totally gonna go over there and eat my lunch there.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. Have a baguette and a bottle of wine. Yeah, the Battle of Vimy Ridge is that's Seminole, Canadiana there, dude.
Okay, if you use the word Seminole anymore this live stream, we're gonna have words. Mallory, I did not go live on Friday. I tried to go live on Saturday. In fact, I did go live on Saturday for a couple of hours, but it was an absolute shit show. It was awful.
It was weird because, like, I guess you use so much more bandwidth to go live than to just like video conference or something.
Oh yeah, I can tell you right now. I mean, I'm using less than 400 kilobits right now.
Okay.
And if you're not seeing any lag, and if I'm not all pixelated, then
that's a win.
It's actually, then it's a win. I guess this is fine. So
yeah. Tannenbaum put a link to that sculpture at the Vancouver airport, which is where I've seen it. Hold on. I will send Mal an invite. I don't remember how the hell I...
That's a really cool sculpture.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's a seminal piece. It's a foundational piece of Canadian.
We're going to have words. Okay? Yeah, we're going to have words, and some of them will start with letters of the alphabet, English alphabet.
But will they end with those same letters of that alphabet?
Some of them end with numbers or like hashtag or what's the caret? The caret symbol, yeah. You've only got 17 people watching now. We had 20 people watching for the longest time, but finally,
yeah. But then I got really boring.
Well, you got saying Seminole again. I think that's what does it.
Sorry, I should have said foundational.
Wow, this beer grows old really fast.
The Rush?
Yeah.
That's too bad. That's really too
They should have a dark beer, you know,
I like
red barchetta beer. Oh, a red barchetta beer. Ooh.
Sam says, and France owns a piece of Canada, don't they? Saint Pierre and Miquelon. We've never owned Saint Pierre and Miquelon. That was an oversight when the English and French stopped fighting, and when pieces of land were this is so boring. I'm sorry, guys. When North America was being ceded to the English, they forgot about Saint Pierre and Miquelon, and when fishing rights became a thing, France was like, we're not letting go of these islands. So that's why they've still got these little 2 chunks of of North America, and like the international border of the aquatic border, the marine border, is like, it's coming like this, and then it just goes right up to these 2 islands that are way inside what should be our waters.
Interesting.
David Evans says, where's my cursor? There's a film by Bill Reed building a burnt out canoe. And there is a Bill Reed Museum in Vancouver. You would never be able to afford Bill Reed's pieces now.
I would love to be able to do art like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, my dad used to carve under a fairly famous West Coast native carver. Oh, he wasn't Haida, though. He was, I think, Nachanoth, named Norman Tate. He's dead now, unfortunately. But so my dad used to do some of that style carving. Oh, Sam is going for a lemon lager. Good to know.
Go, Sam, go.
Yeah. I'm going to mute myself for...
Dang it, I want to hear that. Dig deep, Jess. Go for the, get her all right at the back of from the back of your throat. You get it all big. Think about like spaghetti going from the back of your throat right out your nose.
Well, that's disgusting.
Or go the other way.
No. A world of no. Yeah. There's this gallery in Vancouver. I tell you what. Yeah, go.
I hear Scotch is good for colds.
I'm ready. Oh, this isn't Scotch. This is Irish whiskey. So I should pour this out and go get a Scotch, right?
I like how you held that up and said, "I'm ready," and then put it down. Like,
well, that's because I'm still finishing this.
I'm sorry, I missed the pour. What is that? What are you drinking?
This is like the microest of micros. Bistro. What is it? Bistro dans sucré. So the Sweet Tooth Bistro. It's available at the Orchard and like one other farm or something. It's very, very micro. It's okay. It's all right.
Rain just asked a good question.
Hold on, let me go and find it. I just want to make sure that Grace, yes, it did. Way back when. Yuck. Russell, Chris is saying you should have done the sound effects for us while I was blowing my nose. Hey, Bettina's here and it's not even closing time yet. Nice.
Oh, you want me to do the sound effects for that?
No,
okay,
no, for God's
blowing
sake.
your nose.
Okay, ready? Wait, let me mute myself. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay. Shit! Yeah, the screen froze.
This is so childish. We're a couple of 50-year-olds, and we're averaging 50. I mean, yes, Raina, I do like Guinness. In fact, even when I didn't like beer, I liked Guinness. It was my gateway. Yeah. Good old Guinness. So much more than a breakfast drink.
It's your gateway.
Yeah. 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 Grace is calling it as she sees it. Wait. Hold on.
Like,
Well, look what Bettina says.
um,
She's watching another live at the moment. So she's not even watching us. She just came in to say hi and just disappeared to some other live.
what else? What
I'm
else
not
could
hurt.
be that
Are you
interesting
hurt?
on YouTube right now? I
Nothing.
mean,
There's
seriously.
nothing
I
on
mean,
YouTube.
how many channels are live right now on YouTube? Maybe 6 or 7,
Maybe.
and there's like one of those.
You know?
I don't know.
Actually, I wonder how many
There's what, like 10
channels.
million channels.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder how many channels are live right now. Like, there's probably like 10,000 channels live at this moment. You know, maybe not that many, but
And none of them are as interesting as this.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do have a nitty pot actually.
We're talking.
Yuck. Can we just get past this? Is that going to be possible?
Nitty pot sounds like an insult. You nitty pot.
Titty says, "Shut up! I'm here commenting, but I was watching friends of mine who also go live in the time slot." Well, if they go live in my time slot, they ain't no friends of mine.
Well, give us the channel and we'll go shit on them for a bit.
Wait.
Yeah,
David says, hopefully Mallory will join the live stream soon and class the place up a bit. We're classy, right?
David.
I think we're highly classy. We are extremely classy.
I can probably spell classy. Yeah.
CL
Where's
stuff.
Mallory's gonna come in and show off her new haircut.
Yeah, except I noticed that, as everyone else is about to see, she did not get bangs, Russell.
Hello there.
No bangs. What are you drinking?
Oh,
yeah, I think it was prom bangs.
Blanche de Chambly.
Oh, Blanche de Chambly.
Pickles?
Wait, that's a blood orange? Blanche de Chambly?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. I mean, I've heard of Blanche de Chambly, but with a blood orange?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How is everyone?
Well,
I see you've left just enough hair that you can still do
your flip.
Oh, yeah. It feels so good.
Feels free.
Get your hands in there.
Boop. Put on the side like that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
All shaved
This
underneath.
is sexy.
I really like it. Oh, it's funny. I was looking at the screen and I was like, oh, I have to put it on that side, but it's actually on that side.
All right, because you're yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Russell just froze.
Oh no.
No, now he's back. Good to know.
Hey,
so what's
I skipped you on TikTok.
Oh, did it? Nice.
I did.
Good, because when I made that TikTok, I was thinking specifically of you because we'd had a conversation adjacent to that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, I was starting a fire today and I was carrying some garlic and I was like, oh shoot, I started the fire and I was like, oh no, I gotta do a stitch. And so I did it.
I gotta get some nice garlic. I used to buy my garlic on Ganawage.
Okay.
I know this guy, Chuck, who's from Ganawage, and he has a life partner, girlfriend, whatever. But she lives at Ganasatage, the reserve on the other side, on the North Shore, and she has a garlic farm. Okay, he has a tree farm, and she has a garlic farm.
Nice.
And so I used to buy like a pound of garlic. I drive down to the reserve and buy a pound of garlic. I didn't do it this year, but you go into the grocery store, and your garlic comes from like Spain or China or whatever. Man, there's a magic to getting garlic from here that didn't travel that far.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Here, I'll show you mine.
We're going to start talking about vampires soon, but go ahead.
Look at that pretty garlic.
Perfect.
Look how big it is in my hand.
Except for that.
Yeah.
Lunch.
That big?
Well, she's dropping it. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, look at that. I'd love to grow my own garlic, but I don't like. How do you dry it?
Here, wait, look.
Oh, I'll take 6. No, but seriously, how do you dry it and everything? Do you just hang it up to dry?
No, I can eat one for sure. I ate it all the time.
And I dare you to eat a clove right now.
Not right now. I'm
Come on, a
drinking
whole
beer.
clove? Come on.
You know how big those cloves are? They're huge.
Yeah.
There's like 4 cloves of
I
garlic
know.
on one of those. But Jesse, yeah, to dry them, what I do is I keep the stem on for a little while. You can hang them upside down, but I just put them in my greenhouse where it's nice and airy. And I'll set them like on this rack where they can get airflow from underneath.
Yeah.
And then like for maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks, and then
So they just air dry like that.
Yeah.
Good to know. Maybe I'll try to growing some next year. But it's a fall crop, right?
You have to plant it in fall, and then you leave it over winter, and then it sprouts out in fall. And what we found out, because I sent some to Cliff, and it didn't work. It grew like a leek, and so it has to have that dormancy period in the cold. And I had no idea, so I felt really bad. I was like, "Man, Cliff, I sent you this garlic, and it didn't overwinter. It was sprouting, so he just planted it right away, but it didn't overwinter in the cold."
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to try.
This guy stopped by my house last week, and he offered me to come plant garlic, like 5,000 cloves on my property to do it together with him. And I was like, I just met you, but I was expecting to close all my gardens next year so I can build my greenhouse. And I don't know. I have his number. He planted a seed in my brain. I'm thinking about it because garlic is really easy to grow. You just like plant it there, and then you come back for the flower in July, and then you harvest it in August.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. Could be interesting. He says the way he plants it, he makes $100 an hour.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the way that he plants it, like, because you don't put many hours into it, so
okay,
it's really productive in that sense.
Right.
So I mean, 5,000 cloves. It could be interesting.
Yeah,
for like a little side revenue, you know.
Bettina says, "I've switched you from the phone to the TV, and the other life has been relegated to the phone." And right, that's what I want to see. I like it. That's being a team player. Nice. Bettina also loves to grow garlic. She says it's easy as hell.
It is.
Ian says, "Did I hear earlier that David Evans built his own Groman, or do we have a non-knife topic tonight?"
As much as we probably shouldn't talk about knives every single time, I kind of said we should get David up here on the screen to show his hand-built knife.
Yeah, because I think David bought the kit, right? I'm trying to remember if it's the same guy as with the different name in Discord. If he wants to come on and show the knife briefly, I'm good with that. Bettina says I should definitely try to grow the garlic. All right, but I have to plant it like now. Mal?
What?
Do I have to plant the garlic now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was not listening.
I just threw one at Mal, and she was like,
"Where am I? Oh my God!
Sorry, I was reading the comments. I was reading Shawnee.
Is this a live stream? Oh my goodness! Have you seen my hair lately?
You have to plant it pretty much, like October, November would be the time to plant it.
All right, I'll try to source some.
You don't want it to sprout out before it snows. So you what I do is I usually wait until there's the first snow. before planting it.
Okay.
In the ground?
Mm-hmm.
In the ground.
In the ground.
Nice. Very nice.
I have
Just
a
trying to
video
see-
on that.
All right, I'll take a look. I love it. Grace says Mallory's here, but she's not. LOL.
Sorry. Yes, because I was reading Shawnee's comment. She asked me if he was going to pay to grow it on my land, but what he wants, because he's like a nomadic Quebecois, so he goes in the wintertime and he spends the winter in like Cuba or something like that, and he comes back for summer. And so he has this van that he lives in, and he was offering to spend 1 hour a day to work and in exchange to like just like be here and live here during the summer for like a few weeks. And I was like, okay, interesting. I don't know. We'll see.
Where do you know this person from?
No, is the
Yeah,
He
I was
just-
like,
the answer.
He talked to somebody in my village and knows me, and she told him that I grew garlic and I had land. And so he drove like the 5-minute ride to come all the way to my place.
I kind of
Okay,
feel
first
that
of all,
Mallory's going to get murdered.
Yeah, first of all, people in town should not be giving out your address for any reason. And second of all, the answer is no. Mallory, you can plant your own garlic.
Make your own $5,000 an hour or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, how many
Yeah,
people
but
have
you know,
said,
to buy-
"Hey, Russell, I'd
to
love
buy
to come live at
5,000
your
cloves of
cabin
garlic
and work on
pretty
your
expensive.
cabin."
But you know what? I don't really like have the need to grow it or to sell it. Like I don't want to have to deal with people that sell it. He lives in Montreal and he has the buyers.
Okay.
You know, so that was really interesting because I didn't have to take care of that part. Like the guy that he sells to buys them like literally as soon as he takes it out of the garden. So I thought that was interesting. And then plus he'd give us like 1 hour of work per day in exchange of being like a workaway, you know?
Okay.
And he's an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer. So I think he has like a whole bunch of really cool knowledge, but he was just really forward with his offer. Like, I just met you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it though.
The answer is
interesting.
no.
Russell's concerned for your health and safety, Mel. Just if
He
anything
actually
weird
had-
happens,
he
get it
had a
on
long list of
camera.
references and
Okay.
everything. He came prepared.
Russell, David is saying he needs to blow his nose. Could you please provide the sound effects? The answer was no, Russell. The answer was no.
Are you sick, Jesse?
Oh,
No,
that
no,
was-
I'm allergic to something down here. I was fine upstairs.
No.
I just have to dust.
Yeah, I need the air purifier.
He's allergic.
Yeah, big
to
one
Russell.
right here. Like,
Check it out. I kept it.
you kept it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you could
Well, I figured it's
wear
maybe
it
the last
again.
time. Am I being weird? I think it's cool. It's half of my
No,
hair.
it's not weird. You could like attach it to a baseball cap and then just kind of throw on the baseball cap and you know.
Or you could make bangs, and then Russell would be a happy man.
Oh my gosh, they are so.
All right, make some bangs.
I'd definitely cut them straighter.
The bangs thing is never going to get old, is it?
No, do it the other way. Do it the other way. You had the wrong end down. Yes, yes.
Wait.
Come on, put it.
We can do like this way.
Like a
Oh,
pharaoh?
yeah. But I'd have to cut them like straighter, and then I could do the bangs.
Oh, it
It's
could be
not really
messy
good.
bangs.
I like the
Anime
other way.
bangs.
I like the other. Can you do the other end again? Because that's bangs. That was hilarious.
It's ugly.
Dance monkey. Chris is asking Mel if you're holding on to it or if you're donating it for a wig.
It's not long enough for a wig, unfortunately, to donate it. You have to have like 14 inches, I think.
And are they even still taking actual human hair for wigs?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bettina
If I
says,
would have shaved it all
Yeah.
like here, I would have had long enough. But I didn't have. Oh my god, I'm getting so messed up with the side because of the screen. But yeah, it's not long enough, unfortunately.
okay. Bettina says she has her old hair and also still has the tail hair from her deceased horses.
Aw, you can make a bracelet out of those.
That must be a big bracelet.
Well, you don't take all of it.
She dreams of sending some of the horsehair to be made into jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah, with like some Lucky Charms and stuff like that. There's a
Lucky
whole bunch of
Charms?
people. Yeah, on the bracelet.
Oh, okay. Now I feel dumb.
You're thinking about the cereal, aren't you?
Yeah. People
Just
keep
add a
trying to
little
get me
milk
Lucky
and eat that
Charms.
shit.
They're getting so soggy. It rained.
Add a little milk and you can eat that hair. Yeah.
Man, it's the Russell and Jesse show tonight. We're like Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. I'll be right back.
What's he going to get?
Okay. All right. It's now the Russell and Quebec Homestead show.
I should change my name to Mallory on my screen. Wait, let me do that. Every time I come here, I'm like, why is it always Quebec Homestead? Can I change it on here?
Yes, you can.
Ooh, I can.
So how's married life?
It's good.
Bangs. Nice. So
Married life is good. It's been sweet, actually. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
We're enjoying it. I can't wait to edit my wedding video, like complete wedding video.
I'm so happy you got that live stream back.
I know. Me too. I put it to
That was
unlisted
awesome.
though because I have it on my community post if you guys want to go see it, but it's unlisted, so you have to have the link. It's on my community post, but it's not
That's
like
fair.
public on my channel.
Yep. What'd you get,
No,
Jess?
Bettina, I did not do my hair myself. I sort of wish I did though, because I would have left more here because I have like a rosette. What's a rosette in English?
Is that a crown?
Like,
Yeah, a chestnut. I have one here, and like I would have left more hair here, and had it. And anyways, I'm gonna fix it over the next few months, but we'll get there.
yeah, is it a cowlick?
What?
No, I think it's a
Cowlick?
crown. Crown.
I think it's a crown. Yeah,
Hmm.
it could. Yeah, it's like
Alright.
there's like a round spot
Yeah, it's
on
a
my
crown.
head. I don't
Yeah.
know, here.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only part where I would have just left more hair there to flip it over, and made this a little shorter. We'll
Wow,
get there.
that part's easy to fix. I just wanted to, like, as promised, this is the book I was talking about earlier, guys. Shelters, Shacks, and Shanties. I
Shelters,
said that
Shacks, and
as soon as I had people on screen, I would take the opportunity to sneak off. And this is called the Northland Tilt and Indian Log Tent, right? Those are log tents. Am I on camera here?
Make it bigger.
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, Sam, I did get the live stream back.
Okay. As I said, like, this kind of knowledge, you don't need a 21st century book for, because logs are logs are logs. Like, it's got like notched log ladders and everything. And this book very nonchalantly assumes that you're a Boy Scout. It very much sort of assumes that Boy Scouts are at least a major part of the audience. So for those, I'll hold that up again so that anyone who is interested, I should really be making money off of Amazon.
When are you going to build one of those shelters in the book?
Well, it's funny because I built your basic lean-to as a cadet a lot, right? I'm sure you did too, right?
Yes.
Thanks.
Did you just notice?
Yes. Nice. Well played. Yeah, there's a couple excuse me. There's a couple of shelters in here that I'd like to try building. I was talking about this not on a live stream. I was talking about this on Signal with my mod squad. I shared a video from one of those cooking shows on YouTube. This specific episode was, New York chef tries survival cooking or something, which I would try to find right now, but I'm too busy trying not to look away from the screen. And what I noticed about that, part of it was this chef. She shows up in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to get picked up, and a survival instructor comes, booting up in one of those side-by-side ATV kind of things, and teaches her some survival skills, which she then uses to cook them a fantastic meal out in the bush. And even just the fire lay they did is not what you come across while watching YouTube bushcrafters or survivalists. And it made me wonder, how is the YouTube thing homogenizing us? Because I didn't recognize what he was doing. I mean, I recognized what he was doing from books, but you never see it when someone like Scrambled O or Joe Robinette or a fantastic guy like me, or any of the other guys are doing their firelight. You don't we all do variants of the same 5 fire lays, and so watching this episode where this guy was not a survival YouTuber. I didn't recognize him from anywhere, but he was the head instructor at a school, a survival school in New York State. And sort of Mal, when you asked if I was going to build one of these, excuse me, you kind of reminded me of that, because we all just build variants of the same shelter too, right? The bushcraft side of this, right? Like everyone does the same, slanted back fire pit at the front. Maybe you're putting a wall of logs to block the wind. Maybe you're putting in a bed or whatever, but it's almost always, unless these guys are doing what's it called? Bushcraft Heroes. Remember they built that thing up on a platform, but are we all being homogenized by YouTube, that we build the same shelters and we build the same firelays and we cook the same damn steak and bacon and sometimes a little bannock? Know what I'm saying?
That's how society works, though.
Well, I, for one, would like to build a different kind of shelter. Thank you very much.
And so you shall.
No,
but
I
I mean,
Jesse, I invited you to come explore my land if you wanted to and build.
I know.
You're only 3
I'm
hours
dying
away.
to. I'm dying to, but I'm so trapped right now. So damn trapped.
I told you, you wait until you have a 3-day weekend, and I'll take care of your kids. They'll play with my kids, and you go.
Just drop the kids off at a kennel and go.
Oh, no.
There's your cage. Get in there. They'll take you for a walk a couple of times a day.
It's all just so simple for you, isn't it? Because your kids are full grown. Kennels are different now than they used to be, Russell.
Listen, Jesse,
awesome.
the offer's on the table. I'm just saying, the offer's on
One
the
day
table.
I'm going to grab that offer.
Yeah. I love
It's so
kids.
awesome when you
bring
can
your kids here to play with my kids, and they'll have so much fun.
Yeah. Chris says,
well, Daddy gets some R&R in the woods.
Yeah. Chris looked it up, and apparently synthetic hair is close enough to the real deal that not many orgs are accepting hair donations anymore. And I had read or heard the same thing somewhere.
Interesting.
Okay, Bettina, speaking of fire, I follow Men with the Pot on Instagram, and they make awesome food in the wild. I follow Men with the Pot on TikTok. They're showing the exact same videos, so we're seeing the same stuff.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted their knife, I discovered that the company that makes their knife, the other knives that they sell are essentially just rebranded Chinese knives that you can get from Alibaba. But that I had said, I think during a chat on over at Russell's Discord, I think I had said that one of the reasons I would love the Groman number 4, which somebody here recently built, is because I feel that it would hit some of the same. It would hit the same spot in the toolbox as their knife, because they have that knife that they use on their Instagram / TikTok / YouTube, whatever, is for sale. I feel that the Groman number 4 would do the same, or almost the same, close enough, you know. Now, granted, the Groman number 4 is more expensive unless you build it yourself, but still.
Oh yeah, I've seen that knife before. Oh wait.
Oh, their stuff is terrific. Yeah. Yeah, you see what Russell's holding up? It's not as... It's close enough, I think. I would love...
Really? They're using this for...
They're not using that. But they're it's a similar shape. Theirs is definitely more geared specifically towards food prep. But I feel that the number 4 could do it in a pinch.
There's a good shot of it here.
Yeah, well, theirs is called like the Bushcraft Cleaver or something. Yeah, see?
That's the same as Almazan Kitchen. Are these guys just copying them, really?
Well, it might be the same knife with 2 different brand names on it, right?
That could be.
Could be.
Because, I mean, the company that makes their knife also makes a bunch of rebranded knives. So, rebrands a bunch of knives, essentially.
Yeah.
Hold on, where was I? But yeah, but okay, Sam says, I love you, Jesse, but sometimes you're boring.
I love you.
But aren't we all trapped? Man.
That came from the heart, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. That I'm boring? I know. I'm sorry. I'm no fun at parties. Everything I know is about like Old English or something. And I'm down to 17 viewers, so evidently I'm boring everyone. Hold on a sec.
Some people had to go to bed.
Yeah. Which is what I should have done tonight. They have a YouTube channel, I see. Yeah, it's. I think they're showing the exact same video on all platforms.
They're a little bit longer on YouTube.
Are they?
Yeah.
Now, those 2 guys, they're 2 Polish guys who currently live in Ireland. I'm mentioning that because in one of my live streams somewhere, people were wondering where they, who they were, where they live. So they're 2 Polish guys living in Ireland right now.
Cool.
But yeah, they make... No, it's
that wasn't me.
Russell.
That was Mallory. Mallory started talking. That wasn't me.
Hey, did you guys start watching Outlander?
No, not yet. What's it on? Is that Netflix or is that Amazon?
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Outlander.
What's
it about?
Good. Well, Claire, she goes through these stones and it brings her 2,000 years in time. And she's married and stuff, and so she disappears and she meets
All right. That's enough. I'll check it out.
It's really
I've been into, as far as Netflix goes, I've been into some weird stuff lately. Like, I've watched a couple of Korean shows, which are actually quite good, like the Squid Game and.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy!
The Squid Game?
Yeah.
It is crazy, but it's really well done.
Yeah.
And there's also one about post-apocalyptic kind of show where all these people in an apartment building. I forget what it's called though. Oh, Sweet Home. Another Korean show.
Ben's watching the Squid Game right now, and I'm like, I watch it with him, just like a few episodes here, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they're crazy.
You know what? The wonderful thing about it, so it's a competition, and if you don't, if you lose, you die, kind of thing. But it's wonderful when shows like that are wonderful when they really dig into people's personalities and how they would really behave in a situation like this, and all the different ways they're in. It's just wonderful how they do that.
Number one's pretty cool.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Not all of them. Like I said, I watch like a few episodes here and there when Ben's watching it, and like I'll catch an episode here, and then he'll watch another one, and then I'll be like, but I'm like that. I can watch like a few episodes of something, and I'll just follow right along, even if I miss one, it's fine.
Yeah, like that's like okay. So my mother-in-law watches a soap opera. I forget which one. She's watched every day for like years and years, and if she can't watch it, she tapes it on VHS still. And I swear, because we used to all live together, and I swear, I walked in one day and she's watching this, and I'm looking at it going, "This is absolute shit. I hate this. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I can't believe it." And then like 3 weeks later, I walked back in on her watching her show again. I'm like, "This is the same scene. You were watching this 3 weeks ago." She goes, "Oh yeah, it's a continuing story." But they haven't moved. They're still
like
talking
The
about the
Young and
same
the
stuff.
Restless?
Might have been, or The Days of Our Lives. I'm one of those.
My gosh.
I don't know.
My mom kept on those too. She still is.
Your mom's
But like
watching her
3 weeks
stories.
3 weeks later, yeah, she calls it her stories. 3 weeks later, the same two people are in the same room talking about the same thing. I'm like, how can you watch this shit? And the funny thing is, she fast forwards to the story she doesn't like.
Oh.
She doesn't like these two plots, so she fast forwards.
She's like, "Oh, I don't like this character. Just skip through this character."
Exactly, right? It's like, oh, I don't care for this.
Oh. Yeah, to this day, like I watched Game of Thrones, but I missed like the first couple episodes. Until this day, I have not watched them. And I finished the whole series without watching the first like 2 or 3 episodes. And Ben's like just appalled by it. He's like, "I don't get it. Like, how could you?"
I've only ever seen one episode of Game of Thrones.
What?
One episode. It was the Red Wedding episode. Which, if you don't know anything about Game of Thrones, like if that's not the episode to be introduced to Game of Thrones in, because you know, one of the main families dies. You know,
that's the best episode of anything ever. But you can't just watch that episode. You got to watch everything leading up to it.
Here's the deal.
I'm serious.
The missus and I were in new one of the news, an American New Jersey, for a wedding. We got to our hotel. Wedding was over. I kick off my shoes. I undo my stupid tie. The wife gets into the bathroom to, de-maquiller and everything. Yeah. And like, hey, there's a TV in this hotel room. So I turn it on, and I recognize, I'd never seen an episode of Game of Thrones before, but I recognize that opening sequence, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and like the whole sort of because it's a beautifully done opening sequence. And I'm like, oh, Game of Thrones, cool. And it's the Red Wedding episode. It's like, I kind of feel like I've seen this entire show now. But the thing that has kept me from starting Game of Thrones is it's like I'm standing there and I see a building that just keeps disappearing off into the distance. And I don't have enough days in my life to get to that last room in the last part of the building. And so I'm too daunted. I'm too daunted to start. Yeah.
Well, go watch Outlander then.
I gotta have time to watch stuff.
It's very good.
I think the missus watched a lot of Outlander.
I've been spending more time just watching TV with Ben, because like we spent like almost a year of me just editing and grinding on YouTube and hardly watching TV with Ben, and
yeah,
I realized I missed it. I missed just sitting on the couch and relaxing and just watching TV with my husband.
I would just like to point out something. I didn't even know that Brother Love was here, but this is what he opened with tonight. I watched most of one episode and saw one penis and never went back. David Evans says to watch Vikings. I'd like to give that a look as well.
It was good in the beginning, but when the main character,
yeah, I've heard that,
it sucks. Yeah. Like from there, I was not happy.
You know, it's funny. In the 80s, there was this show that in England, well, in the UK and probably Europe, was called Robin Hood, and in North America was called Robin of Locksley, I think. And the original Robin Hood in that show was whatever his name was, Sean Connery's son.
Oh.
And at one point, I guess he he wanted to go and do another show or something, but Robin Hood died. And instead of just ending the show, they kept the show going for a few more seasons with Robert, like another character from the show, Robert, becoming sort of Robin Hood. And I find that in that show it worked. It was fine. But it's really hard to make that kind of transition when you're taking out your main character.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's really tough.
It's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, it's very hard to come back.
So invested. You invested so many seasons with this character.
Yeah.
And you watch it for that character.
But I mean, it's better than, like, look what they did with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She dies, and so they resurrect her. I'm like, no, end the damn series. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't know what I'm saying, right? Because I'm old, so I remember that show.
I watched that for a little while, but I don't think I watched. Like, I probably just stopped watching it after a little while.
Okay. Rain says Animal Kingdom, hands down. We have another vote for Outlander from Bettina.
Yeah, see, Animal Kingdom, I stopped watching it after, I think, season 3 or something like that.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go check to make sure if that's the right one, but...
Jackie's here. Hey, how's it going, Jackie? She introduces herself to the chat by saying LOL to brother love. But you know, like, I don't the stuff I've been watching lately, by which I mean in recent years, like last year I watched like I didn't binge because you couldn't binge, but I watched Picard. The Star Trek series Picard.
Oh,
and how was definitely that? Try to. I liked it. There were a couple of things about it that were non-Star Trekky to me, like the F-bombs and the smoking, but I think it was good. Imperfect.
I haven't seen it at all. I haven't seen it at all, and I saw like a tiny bit of one episode. I think it might have been the trailer, and Patrick Stewart looked and sounded really, really old. Like, can he still do this?
Yes, because they use that, right? I've been watching The Mandalorian with Camille, but because she has homework and stuff, it's taking us so long to get through it. Like, so bloody long. Because I'm not going to go and watch it without her. But holy crap. We're still on episode 3 of season 2 kind of thing, you know?
It's hard with the homework at night, yeah. Like, my kids get home at 4:30 at night.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, rush. And then we go to bed at 7:30. Yeah. It's like there's not a lot of time.
Yep, absolutely.
I have the same problem with City Girl because we get binge watching something and then she disappears for 2 weeks. Like, damn it, I want to watch this.
Oh no.
Hey, Tim.
I try to watch something with the missus, and she's asleep 5 minutes in.
Hey, Tim.
It just doesn't fail.
I get that Tim's a lot
here. Too. How's it going, Tim?
Well, usually, like if I'm watching something with City Girl and I know she's gonna fall asleep, then we're just gonna watch some dumb movie. But if we're binge watching like a good TV show, then I'm gonna stop that if you're gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Chris! Yeah, Heartland is like my all-time favorite show.
Is it?
I used to watch that. It's not like manly or whatnot, like he said, or like it's more geared towards
I don't think
family.
You have to worry about manly, Mel.
It's more geared towards family, you know? Yeah. And I started watching that when I was a kid with my dad.
Wait, like a kid?
Yeah.
Christ, I feel old. You know what was on TV when I was a kid? The Beachcombers. And the entire room goes quiet because that's how freaking old I am.
No, I totally got that. I got that. Yeah, Molly and Jesse and wait, was it Jesse?
Mm-hmm. The native guy was Jesse.
I've seen a lot.
It was Constable, whatever his name was. Relic. Nick.
Relic. Yeah.
Molly's Reach is still
Relic was
standing.
my favorite. Yeah.
David Watt binge watched Sons of Anarchy. Good series once I got past the violence. It is so hard for me to get into a TV show because I am trying so hard to watch the YouTubes of people who are subscribed to me that I think that Sons of Anarchy is probably a terrific show, but I can't give up the time to get into another show, you know?
What are you watching now?
Right now, nothing. I mean, I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian, but we haven't seen an episode in 4 weeks, you know?
You are not beholden. You're not beholden to the YouTube people who watch you.
I know, but I feel like I'm part of a community, so I try to play my community part. You know. Also, there are some. YouTubing is easier for me than watching TV. There's a show that I was really enjoying, but I haven't watched in a while, and it was on Amazon Prime, and it was The Expanse. I think that show is terrific, fabulous. But I ran out of time, you know. The Expanse, yeah. It's sci-fi
for my sanity.
Yeah, I don't
Because I
remember
was
what
on
sanity
YouTube
felt
way
like.
too much. I have to monitor my screen time, like on my computer, behind my computer, sitting here.
Yeah.
Like I spent way too much time watching YouTube.
By the way, holy crap!
Editing my own videos, you know, it's just way too much.
Oh, editing my videos these days drives me absolutely crazy because I do my first edit on this, and then because I'm trying to dance around so that the computer doesn't just shut down on me. So I edit on this, and now I export as 1080p instead of 4K. And then in my computer, what I do is I lay on all the text and the graphics, and I'll usually do like my final edit there because it's so much better than on this stupid thing.
Yeah.
But man, last week I was editing.
Simone.
All right, bye, Simone. Last week I was editing something. I think maybe my knife video, one of my knife videos or something. I was editing something, and what should have been a quick edit turned into like 4 hours. The computer just kept shutting down and shutting down, and I kept losing stuff. And I get no joy out of editing right now. You know, I get through it. Hopefully, because I've lost a lot of videos lately. But yeah, I gotta get a new computer.
I'm sorry. I hired an editor.
I was actually, Russell, are you the one who knows someone who has a guy in the Philippines?
I do, yeah.
Because I would like to try that for one episode to see how well it works.
I can try to hook you up. And Mallory, how much do you pay for your editor?
It's a fixed price, but we have like a setup where we have an exchange of services. So he does T-shirts and graphics, websites and stuff like that. And he's also got he's a really good friend of mine. He's a professional editor. He used to edit for TV shows, and he's got a lot of agriculture stuff. And so we're gonna try to set up really big. So we're going for a fixed price of $80 a video for a 15-minute video, like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But he can do them in English and in French.
That's really, really good, actually. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and he's really, really good at it. And we are going to, what was I going to say? Yeah, so he says, you know, it can vary from $80 to $100 a video. Because he can spend like 4 hours on one video, but like 6 or 7 hours on another one. So he just was like, let's do it from 80 to 100, and that's it. And he's going to do 2 videos a month.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the rest. And so like the ones that I do identical on my English and French channel,
Yeah.
those are the ones that I have the hardest time to edit, and they take the most time. So I'm going to just throw him those ones.
Right.
So.
Well, are you not doing everything in English and French?
No, not anymore.
Too much work?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not organized enough in my videos. Like when I shoot a video in English, I'll usually stop the camera and then be like, okay, now I'm going to start another clip on my camera in French. But then I'll be like, oh, I forgot to say this in English. So in back of my French clip, I'll say something in English. And so I have to go into every single file.
Yeah.
It's so complicated.
I get it.
So.
By the way, okay, good night, David. Everyone say good night to David Evans.
Good night, David. Thanks for coming out, brother.
Sam said something interesting. Funny how modern day communication has become YouTube for personal communication and Netflix for relatability. Wait, isn't David the one who had the Groman number 4?
Yeah.
So how come we didn't get him on to show it off?
He said next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting late anyways.
Well, it is, but like there are still like 18 people here, and Russell has taught me that when we've got a good crew going, don't shut it down until you're really dying. All right, good night, Mark.
I don't know if I use those words exactly, but that's
no. I'm editorializing. Tim says I do not watch TV. I do watch YouTube videos and listen to YouTube music the most. I want my MTV. I miss those days when MTV was a specific thing, the way it isn't anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, I miss the days when the Discovery Channel was a specific thing. What was it called? The Learning Channel? Was it? No, not the Learning Channel. TLC?
That would be the Learning Channel, yeah.
Yeah, I miss the days when Discovery, the Learning Channel, and blah were all we're all very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
TLC
they all became
transformed into like reality home renovation.
Say yes to the dress. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And that's when we cut the cable.
Exist? These things still exist.
I assume they do. We don't we don't have cable anymore, but
I think they do. So yes to the dress, I think it does. Yeah, there was so many weird series on that.
Yeah, and like what hurt the most was when the Discovery Channel kind of cash cab and stuff like that, because that was a channel that I had liked. You had Crocodile Hunter and there was science stuff on, and they had a partnership with BBC Nature and all this stuff, and then it just became crap. It was like, so we cut the cable and we went to like Netflix and the digital antenna.
I watched the Discovery Channel for a few series, and there's A Lot to the Lost Frontier, and then there's The Deadliest Catch is really cool. I really like that when they go fishing on the boats in Alaska. And I watched the Bush People.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched anything on cable in a long time. Bettina loved Steve Irwin. My kids did too.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
It was so sad when he died.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam says,
remember when the movie network also had those porn movies like past midnight?
I'll tell you something. I grew up in Quebec in the 70s and 80s, okay? I remember when Bleu Nuit was on. Was that on what channel was that on? But that wasn't even cable. That was like after 9 or whatever it was on basic, network TV was when they showed the French porns.
I got a funny story. After I left home when I was 18, went to university, my parents got one of those satellite dishes. The great big 6-foot diameter satellite dishes. So they could pick up all these channels. And back then you could pick them up for free if you were in Canada. It was weird. But I go home on the weekends from university and I was like, there's so many channels, and I hit the porn channels thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. So I'd
Oh, no.
watch, 1 a.m. I'm sitting there watching porn channels, and then I go to bed and leave it on the porn channel. And I don't know why, but like the neighbor came over at some point and said, could you not leave the porn channel on your satellite? Because for some reason our TV picks it up.
Oh,
Because
no.
in the boonies, it was all like we had antennas, right? So for some reason, they could sometimes see whatever our dish was
no.
picking up. So the kids, 10, 9, 10, were picking up.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine my mother coming to me the next day going, can you not leave it on the porn channel? I'm like, I wasn't watching the porn channel. What are you talking about?
Talk about what all the neighbors have mentioned.
Oopsie daisy.
I'll be right back, folks.
Oh my gosh, those old TVs.
Oh yeah, we got like 3 channels out in the boonies, and we had a rotator thing. So we either got channel from Barrie, Ontario, or we got like it was like CKVR or Global News, or that was pretty much it.
Yeah, so you turn it a little while and be like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If my
And then
parents
you
were
adjust-
watching something
then
on
you'd have
the
to
TV
adjust
upstairs, I couldn't watch a different channel on the TV downstairs because they wanted to watch the news. That's bullshit, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we had a TV like that too. It was connected directly upstairs. Oh my gosh, yeah, that sucked. I'd have to watch like a VCR, like a cassette or something.
I remember when the TV show V came on. It was about aliens coming to Earth, and I was so wanted to watch it. I was like, oh my God, I want to watch this more than anything else. But the night of the pilot, the first episode came on, and it was just snow on the TV. But yeah, I could listen to it. If I sat like a foot away, I could listen to this TV show.
It's crazy how
anything, but-
things changed in technology, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I watched like so many cassettes, like VCRs, like over and over and over when I was a kid, because that's all I had access to. And then we got satellite. Oh my gosh. We got satellite out in the boonies. It was crazy. We were just like, and it was like one of those huge satellites, like that you had to get like a huge cement foundation. And it blew away with the wind one year. It like completely, everything just completely, it was so bad. We lost like 3 cherry trees with that wind and the satellite dish.
You and I were born in different times. Oh yeah, I remember when I was like 12 or 13, my older brother got a job at a movie rental store. We didn't even have a VHS player back then. We had nothing. But he could they weren't open for weekends, which was awesome because back then you could rent a VHS player. And if there were still VHS players that hadn't been rented, he would grab one. He'd just grab a bunch of movies off the shelf in a big bag, and he'd bring them home for the weekend. And I would watch movies like Friday from the time I got home from school to like Sunday 2 a.m. I would watch movies all weekend. It was awesome.
Aww.
Yeah.
Where's Jesse?
He's probably peeing.
Oh.
No. Yeah.
Oh my
What
gosh!
was the
And then
topic for-
we moved to BC, to Vancouver, and my dad was all about like the technology and the surround sound in the house, and like you could hear the sound from everywhere in the house. And they had like this huge Bose stereo, like, and back then it was really a big thing. And he got a laser disc, and those are like a big CD, like a big DVD, but like they're
Trial version.
I remember them.
They're
Nice.
huge. And so we watched Independence Day, and I remember like my mom had a whole bunch of like decorative dishes that were like painted on the walls, and everything would shake. And oh my gosh, it was crazy. That was cool.
I rember laser discs. Yeah, laser discs.
Oh, laser
were cool.
discs.
They were-
And we had a karaoke machine on it. It was awesome. I had Elvis and the Beatles and an old country disc.
There was a real event to going to the video store and then buying a pizza on the way back. That is not there when you're Netflixing your movies.
True.
You
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
Then again, I had to drive 30 minutes away to go rent a movie and get pizza when I was a kid. So,
Made it more of an event.
yeah.
We had this tiny little corner store that was about a kilometer away. I'd walk down there, and they had this tiny little movie shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And you read a movie, and they'd write down your name and the movie title in a book.
Right.
I remember bringing a movie back once a couple of weeks late, and I said, I think it's a couple of days late. And she's like, okay, just add 99 cents a couple
Right?
of times.
Now there's almost no more left, but it was like $5 the last time I rented one. $5 a night if you came in late. Sam
yeah.
wants to come in and see trial version.
I think he's kidding, though.
Do the thing, Bangs.
I need to be concentrated. You're right. That looks really bad.
And it does, but we're going to just let it go.
Trial version.
That was perfect.
Wow, that
actually.
is so good. Oh, yeah, you do that. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's 11:30.
Yeah.
Kids
No, it
wake up
isn't.
early tomorrow morning. And I don't know if you guys see my little short video that I posted, but I
It's 11:24.
harvested a crap load of veggies today. I
You
had
sure
to transport 30 pumpkins from my high garden all the way to my high tunnel. And shoot, I got a big day of transforming in front of me because I have a weekend planned, and I can't be cooking this weekend.
Mallory, what are you talking about? There are people in the world who are starving, and you're talking about carrying pumpkins. So, why are you leaving early?
Because I have to make food tomorrow to be ready for my weekend, my big weekend. I'm going to the bootlegger.
And so you need to bring a bunch of tomatoes and pumpkins?
No, I need to make sure that they don't go to waste.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was just talking about this earlier tonight with my dad. A couple of weeks ago, I went with my family apple picking. And I hate apple picking. I do apple picking to be a good partner and dad. Okay?
Yes.
Can't stand
Why do
it.
you hate it?
Because I freaking hate it. That's it. That's
Why?
the only reason you need to. I don't know. I don't know, but I've never liked it. Even as a kid, I was like, at school,
man.
the teacher would say, next week we're going apple picking, and the whole class would go, woo! And I'd be like, I want to be sick that day. But knowing me.
All that I harvested.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. The orchards we go to, my wife always makes sure that it's an orchard that has a pumpkin patch on it, right? So you can buy some squash and pumpkins and stuff. Because I love a pumpkin patch. I love walking through a pumpkin patch like you would not believe. I love it. I never want to leave. There's something about it. And so what I wanted to do while we were there was do a TikTok or something and tag you, Mal. I don't know why I wanted to tag you, but I was like, I'm surrounded by pumpkins and squash and dirt and earthy smells, and I'm loving life right now. But
You should have.
yeah, but it was too much work because I was wrangling kids.
Aww.
That is
But
such a dichotomy. You hate picking apples, but you love walking through a pumpkin
Man,
patch.
I love picking the pumpkins. I love looking at them.
Pumpkins are awesome.
earth.
You know,
Oh.
my daughter, when I told her that I picked all the pumpkins from the pumpkin patch today, she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, Mallory!" Oh, she's, "Oh, Mom, we can make some pie now!" And she was so excited. She loves pumpkin pie. It's like her favorite dessert. Just to see the joy in her eyes, I was just like, "Oh my gosh!"
I also love pumpkin pie. I add a little maple syrup into the filling myself. Just a little bit.
Awesome.
Just a little bit.
All right, guys. I gotta go because I got a big day ahead of me. Like, I think I have like over 200 pounds of food to process tomorrow. So,
Nice. All right. Have a good one.
all right.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Mal.
Good night.
I love what Brother Love said, and we totally spaced it before Mal left. I just noticed Banks cut all her hair. It looks great. You should know you cut off more hair than I have grown in the last 10 years. I feel similar. Oh, wow. Bettina has approximately 20 pie pumpkins. I guess that means it's a pumpkin that's big enough to make a pie from. Night, Mal. I'm gonna hate tomorrow.
I just got an email. Dear Raspberry Rock Off-Grid Cabin, we are a seller from Amazon specializing in camping lantern for outdoor adventure traveling and camping. We have watched a lot of videos on your YouTube channel, and there is high screen views, many shares, likes, and comments. How brilliant! And we recommend you this camping lantern. It would be great if you could make a product video and post it on your channel. Of course, the samples are totally free. And it is okay to provide commissions. Please advise your comments.
What kind of lantern is it?
Features as follows: 2,000 lumens, 5 light modes, power bank, 4,000 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, impact resistant,
Nice.
storage. I just can't stand it when they're like, "Oh, we love your videos, Raspberry Rock Off-Grid Cabin, high screen views, many shares, likes, and comments."
Yeah.
No, nobody shares my videos.
Well, I get it. This
It's a
is the
forum,
camping
right?
lantern that. Yeah, totally. It's their intern. This is the lantern I want, and it's a great price, but the shipping just kills it every single time. So I'm okay with not having it, I guess. That's what I want. Probably in yellow.
Well, what?
Because it's a very
Special
reasonably. I just like it. I like it. Made in Germany. I mean, I'm sure there's an American version of it somewhere.
I can't tell. What's the price?
Where is it? Where the hell is it? Tabernacle. Dude, where is it?
Now you're looking at comments.
Yeah. Let me just add it to my shopping cart. And Canadian dollars. Okay. 35.62 in Canadian dollars. Okay. The problem is
Completely unfamiliar with this website.
yeah, it's yeah. So the shipping is another $23. 22 blah blah blah, right? So instead of a $36 lantern, I'm buying a 56. I guess that's not actually that bad. I guess that's there's the diets as well, but
you've got one on Amazon.ca right there.
Well, oh yeah, that's a North Point. Okay, different company, but look, wait a minute. Yeah, it's an LED. It's an LED lantern, right? You just turn the knob.
Yeah. Okay. No, wait. No, but go back.
Yeah, I'm going back.
Right beside it, the blue. Yeah.
Yeah, the diets.
Yeah, I think it's hard to see what.
Yeah, they're different, but I mean, still. Diets. What do they come in? Pink? What? No, red, black. That green is nice. That rusty. Oh, it's unfinished. Rusty. No.
Oh, I thought it was camo.
Yeah, so did I at first. That's pretty nice.
Anyway, what's the price? I can't see.
$38.12 plus import fees. Deposit may apply at checkout.
Oh, import fees.
Well, let me see. Oh, it's not going to tell me what the import fees are, is it?
Well, maybe when you put in your thing. Oh, your address is on there, buddy.
Oops. It's okay. I'll go back and cut that out of the video. But yeah, like
Well,
Brother Love says, I've been getting lots of Facebook ads for Filson imitators, but $40 for a Mackinac wool jacket seems a little too good to be true. Yeah.
there's Dennis. Hey, brother.
I ignore. Holy mackerel, Dennis! What?
I think
Rain
his
asked.
after hours party went long.
Yeah. Our, non-after hours party is going this long. So, Rain asked, "What are you going to use a lantern for? Flashlight is so much better." I like having a lantern for environmental light rather than focused on what I'm trying to do. I like to, I'm thinking about the time of night where I've got a little fire in front of me, maybe a lantern up here, and I'm reading, an old bush book.
There's something really sexy about the old style lanterns where you pump it up and you put some pressure in there and you light it. And anyway, Dennis, you want to join us?
Dennis, you want you want an invite? You want to come up and speak truth? Speak truth to the man.
Eat some chips. Eat some chips.
Well, I saw that Dennis wasn't here, so I went and got some cheese and sausage to eat. Somebody had to be eating.
I meant Dennis.
I know, and I'm saying because Dennis wasn't here. You're not listening, Russell.
Well, sometimes I don't listen. It happens.
Damn it, sir. Damn it. What?
I'm curious about the after hours party.
Oh yeah, that must have been amazing. Okay. Boom, I've just sent him a link. A little link hash. Oh, I don't think I'm getting to bed anytime soon tonight.
Johnny says, "Oh, well, now I need a beef stick." That's got to be the start of a joke, right?
Yeah. Chris says, I always consider who's... Hey, yeah. How's it going?
Dennis.
Wow,
good to see you, brother.
I like the lighting you got going there, Dennis. Is that how you did your show tonight?
No, it was brighter. I just turned it down because my eyes were starting to go buggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Dennis and Jesse rocking the dim background. I'm trying to get comfortable here.
I did angle my lights differently tonight there to try and get a different feel on it, but
yeah.
So what are you guys chatting about tonight?
Oh man, we talked about so many things, and some of it was even interesting. Yeah.
Everything.
They're still going on in the green room right now. I said I got to duck out, man. I was getting ready to go to bed, and I seen you were still on.
It's funny. So I stuck around for a little bit, Jess, and there was like Karina joined in, and there was like 5 people there, and then at Jim Baird's place there was like another 5 people there, and Ted was by himself. But it's like this whole ton of people chatting and stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little confusing, because Jim Baird and Pine Martin were chatting.
Yeah,
and they're going on, and all you could hear is them talking, right, about mushrooms and stuff. And it's like,
well, yeah, and they're talking about in the background. What we're trying to talk on screen. There are people talking in the background. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I find that my hearing's not great. So if I'm in a room or a party or something, and there's more than maybe 4 other people around, and people are just talking over each other, I just check out. I just clue out because.
Yes, I did, Chris. Sorry, Chris asked if I moved my microphone. I said yes.
Oh. I can see your mic in the screen.
Yeah.
Jesus, I've still got my disco.
Did I sound better?
Welcome to Hearts of Space.
Yeah, and I am eating, by the way, too. I got my Doritos again. Actually, I'll Doritoed out.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you should get a beef stick then, like Shawnee did.
Oh, really? Steak. That sounds good, actually.
One of those carnotzels. Man, last week I made some hot sauce. Man, I'm going to bore the crap out of everyone. I made some hot sauce. I figured that I'm going to make some hot sauce. I'll buy a bunch of, what do you call them? Habaneros.
Okay.
Ground them up. Bought a bunch of habaneros, ground them up, threw them into it, like made a sauce out of them with, I think, oil or something. Took the back of a spoon, tasted it, blew my face off. And then last night I just sort of added some mango and some lemon juice. Still blew my face off, but yeah, now with a new improved mango and lime flavor. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use this hot sauce on. I think I would like to do an episode on my other channel of like what scotch or whiskey goes best with like a habanero hot sauce or a milder like a jalapeno hot sauce. You know? But Shawnee is saying, what? You use habaneros? Yes, I sure did. About a half dozen of them. Kind of hot. I'll be straight with you. Habaneros are pretty hot. So why were you moving your stuff around for this episode, Dennis? Your lights, your mic and stuff?
I'm just trying to get my lighting right. Experimenting.
Yeah. Are you happy with the experiment?
My main light, like the ceiling light, right? And just went with my studio lights and then angling them off at different angles.
Yeah.
I've seen some great YouTube videos on lighting for not just live streams, but lighting for like people who do videos where they're sitting at their desk talking about, tech reviews or something like that. See some great videos on where the light should be, in the front, on the back of your head, in the background. It's like some really fascinating stuff. But they showed some before and afters, and I was blown away. Like, wow, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But can I speak on the topic of hot sauces for a sec? City Girl, being from the Caribbean, she's pretty good with hot sauces. She likes her hot sauce, and she can handle stuff that's way hotter than I can. But her mom, she gets peppers sent to her from the Caribbean. She makes her own hot sauce. And back when we were living all together for way too long, I'd walk into the kitchen while her mom was making her hot sauce, like from across the room, like 20 feet away. I'd be like, holy fuck. I'd turn around and leave the kitchen because it was from 20 feet away. It was too hot. I'm like, but her mom was crazy. Like, but not crazy, but I mean, I think that over time you just build up this tolerance, right? So she would put her hot sauce on toast or, everything. And she'd say, without hot sauce, she couldn't taste anything.
Yeah, I smeared mine on toast to taste it. Yeah, when I was cooking up the habaneros, the missus came down. I was like, "What are you doing?" Because upstairs they all had tears in their eyes.
Okay.
Like,
I'll
just one way to get rid of the company, right?
I'll put the fan on above. No, I'm talking about the missus and my two daughters. So I turned the fan on above the stove.
I'll tell you, when I'm brewing something in the house and it brings tears to their eyes, and it ain't hot peppers, let me tell you.
Don't so your mom-in-law is coming to visit? Hey, let's make some hot sauce.
I'm gonna make hot sauce. Yeah,
nice.
But yeah, adding the mango and the lemon and the lime really did improve the flavor. It'll still kill you twice just to be on the safe side, but at least now it's fruity as well. You know what I'm saying? Ian the Web Lord planted a crop of habaneros. Oh, Shawnee says, yeah. Shawnee says, use habaneros to make strawberry jam or mango barbecue sauce. I have to make a barbecue sauce. Again, with the boring. Because I have to maintain an extremely salt and sugar restricted diet. A lot of the stuff that makes life more interesting I can no longer have. So I'm looking into making my own barbecue sauce. Excuse me, my own like chicken rub, my own steak spice, because I can't just use your standard Montreal steak spice anymore because the sodium is too high.
Oh my God.
But I would love to make a kick-ass barbecue sauce. I think that would be really cool.
I can't believe how lame that is. Like, if you're salt restricted and sugar restricted, that's like half of all spice right there.
Yeah, really. Eh?
That's
Well, yeah, exactly. It's half of all the spices you can buy in the store. So, you're stuck with either, buying Mrs. Dash all the time. But, it's okay. They have different flavors. Or finding a way to make your own spices, spice melange.
wow.
But, if I'm making my own spice melange, I'm being really, self-reliant. And I'm into self-reliance. So I'm just going to make my own spices, okay? My own steak spice, my own chicken spice, because it'll make me really self-reliant. Because reliance on the self is really good, okay?
When you say it like that, I envision you with a cheese grater, like, on your arm going, yep, self-reliant spice. There it is. It's flakes of meat.
a cheese grater and like a little nobbin of like nutmeg. Which, by the way, is how I
talking about your arm, though.
Yeah, that's gross. It's gross.
Well, but you'd eat it, right?
Yeah. Of course. So would you. Cliff says, if you all want, I could eat some super damn hot cheese puffs on here. Is cheese puff like a kind of hot pepper?
Oh, Jess, you know what you should do is the hot nut challenge.
The hell's that?
You heard of
Is
the
that
hot
like the
nut
one chip challenge?
Maybe, but I think they have it on Amazon. There's 5 different nuts, and it's in order of how hot they are. And it's a
hot nut?
stupid. It's like $20 for
I watch
like 5
nuts.
nuts.
Everything spicy. Phil, he always does those. They're the Death Nut Challenge. That's what it's called.
There you go.
The Death Nut Challenge. Yeah.
That would be really good, Jess. That would be a great video.
Death Nut Challenge? Wait, let me check that. Where's my freaking cursor? Having 2 screens is so confusing. The Death Nut Challenge.
How is having 2 screens so confusing? 2 screens makes everything less confusing.
Death Nut Challenge. Wow, these are expensive. The Death Nut Challenge
for
set of nuts are always expensive.
It's stupid. It's a stupid price, but it would be a great video for you, Jess.
Yeah.
Like my buddy Eastwind Farms did it, and great video.
Why? How much are the Death Nut?
No, as I said, it's like $20 for 5 nuts. Like we're talking peanuts.
I'm gonna look up the Death Nut.
Come on,
I'm looking. Okay, Death Nut Challenge version 2. I will share the screen. And you guys tell me if I've got the right thing here. The right thing.
So far, I still see us. Oh, okay.
That's because you're not patient, Russell.
Russell.
Is that better? No, because I'm sharing the whole screen.
What, does that say 41.98?
Holy crap! It sure does. Okay, this is the Death Nut Challenge 3.0. New pepper blends featuring the 7-pot Primo, 2-player version. So I'll send half. That's probably why.
The 2-player version.
Yeah, so I'll send half of it to one of you guys, and we'll do like a live stream one night.
There you go, Russell.
3 times more peanuts.
3 times more. So there's 15 peanuts. There's no way I'm doing this, but City Girl might do it.
No.
Does your wife like hot stuff, Jess?
My wife? No, she's Haitian. They don't do heavy hot. The heavy hot comes in the pickles, and even that it's not heavy. Like the pickles is a kind of pepper sauce that they put on, but the cooking itself is not that spicy.
Hmm.
Much to my chagrin.
Well, it would be a good video. I mean, well, that's cheaper. Well, that's version 2. But
this is version 2, and this isn't for 2 people. This is just for 1.
yeah, that would be fine as well.
And is this .ca or is this Lucifer's House of Heat.com? So that's American, so I have to get it shipped across the border. I'm going to look into this deeper and see if I can find a Canadian retailer.
Yeah. Yep.
Because, I mean, Amazon.ca, like 40 odd bucks. Well, except it's for 2 people, so.
I refuse to spend that much money to hurt myself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I don't want to spend that much money to lose control of my bowels.
Dennis, yeah, I would agree with you, except it's for a video, right? You can write it off. You can,
write it off. You'd have to write me off.
Yeah.
Well, me too. That's why I won't do it. I don't even touch. It's funny because when, my wife will make a dinner and I'll be like, "Oh, that's really spicy," and she's like, "That's not spicy at all. There's no spice in there. There was." What are you talking about?
Right. Tyler says, "Gross. That's self-reliant spice. All natural. Yikes."
Oh, the grating of the arm. Yeah. Got a little weird there for a bit. Good night, Tyler.
Good night, Tyler. Chris says there's a wing place in Southern Ontario called Duff's. Their death and Armageddon are not enjoyable. More of an I did that once kind of thing. When I used to work at a pub, we had these 911 strings wings, which were like they came with a disclaimer. And it's amazing. Like every weekend, Montreal is full of 18-year-old Bostonians, right? They come up in these tour buses because you can drink at 18 in Montreal, but you sure as hell can't drink at 18 in Boston. And so the pub would fill up with these, these bros, right? Trying to like show off, be Bostonians in Montreal, right? So they think that they're in the third world or whatever, and they're showing off for the women and all this stuff. And these guys would order these, like, they would have 7 pints and they would order the 911 wings, and we'd be saying, listen, you can't have your money back, and they're dangerous. And these guys would just do it, right? And then spend the rest of the night like in their hotel rooms hanging onto the towel rack for dear life. Because they've been drinking beer all night and eating these like uber spicy like Carolina Reaper infused wings. And like drinking 7 pints of Canadian beer instead of Coors Light or whatever. And, and like they would come back the next day and like, sometimes they would come back the next day and, man, you really fucked me up. And I remember this because
that's when you want video evidence.
It's just a funny little thing that I remember because I do remember a couple of times guys coming back the next day and, okay, all right, those wings, holy crap. And I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah.
Chris Garland, where is Duff's? I know there's one in St. Catharines.
I am trying to.
Every town has a Duff's, right?
Montreal doesn't.
No, I'm sure they probably do if you look hard enough.
Shawnee says you can have an allergic reaction if your body has met its tolerance in its lifetime of consuming hot and spicy foods. Really?
That's interesting.
Cliff says, yes, that's the correct one, but that's the new version, which is way freaking hotter. I get the feeling that Cliff knows about hot peppers.
Cliff visits everything spicy as well. So he's seen some of the stuff that Phil does on there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that channel, but
yeah, vaguely, but yeah.
Yeah. The guy's a beast.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to show. I wouldn't want to be around when those nuts are on their way out. Cliff says, I've done the Death Nut Challenge, but not the 3.0 or whatever 0.0 version. Okay.
3.0.
Yeah. Interesting. Brother love. My family thinks ketchup is the upper tolerance of spice level. I love it. Grace says, I can't do really hot. If it hurts, it's just not a good thing. The thing about really hot is it can start to kick in endorphins. That's why like some people like. I used to know a couple of guys who I'd go for supper with them, and they'd be like putting this. They'd order the hottest thing, like they would order the Indian style vindaloo rather than the white man's vindaloo kind of thing, and they'd be sitting there like sweating and wiping, and like this is so good, and it's because it kicks in like a pleasure response, you know. Ian the Whitelord says, first day on a new job, they took me out for lunch. New boss says just have what I ordered. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, I ended up with ghost pepper wings. Beer helped. Dude, if I'm eating something super hot, what I want is like milk or cream.
Yeah.
I remember one of my first jobs. It was they took the co-op students out for lunch, and there was a bunch of us, and I got drunk. I grabbed a packet of mayo and put it on the table, and bam! Mayo went all over the manager opposite me and a few other people. And I went to apologize, and the funny thing is I went to apologize to him the next day, and he's like, oh, don't apologize, because that means I can't get you back.
When I was a kid,
pretty cool.
We were crossing Canada on a train once, and you know the little milkers that we have here that you put in your coffee, the milkers, little creamers, little plastic cup with a foil top. Well, out west, they're made of some sort of a foil cardboard that is like two triangles like this. And I'd never seen these before. And so we're sitting in the dining car, and I'm playing with one of these things. And for some reason, I just go, just, you know, and cover me, my mother, my sister, and the older couple across the aisle in all these tiny little white dots. And so there's my mother covered in white dots. And just go to your seat. And I just sort of got up and went to my seat. So I didn't get supper, but they brought me back two slices of toast. But it's like, why did I do that? Like, I wasn't drunk like Russell was. Why did I do that? Like, why did I have to know what it's like to, just because the creamers are different in Western Canada, you know?
I'm so glad I had an excuse.
I just, you know, I had no excuse. I was a stupid 15-year-old kid, or 14. I wasn't even that old. I was like maybe 13.
Oh my God, that's the second time tonight. First was the killer whale. You had no excuse for a teenager. You should have known better. You stupid fool.
That's so dumb. Cliff says, I've done the 2.0 version live on Everything Spicy's channel. I was doing great until level 4. After that, level 5 is like eating volcano fire.
Believe it. There's no fun in that. Nah.
There isn't, but it's good video. It's good video.
But sure, if it's for an episode, maybe like Cliff and I should do a live stream doing the challenge, or you know, Russell.
So you guys do that. I got some scorpion pepper hot sauce here. I'll do a teaspoon of that.
Okay.
And I've got some ketchup.
Like, that stuff is fire. That is like hot.
That'll hurt you twice, going in and coming out.
I've got some ketchup here.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Actually, what Brother Love says.
I'll mix it with mayo.
Yeah, exactly. What Brother Love says here kind of meshes with my belief, though. Like, I do like a nice hot sauce, but I want there to be flavor. I don't want it to be just the burn, you know? I like it to have
We're going to talk about hot ones soon, aren't we?
I love that show. I love that show.
It is very interesting when they start going through the hot sauce and they're talking about the flavor or just that one that just burns. There's no flavor
Yeah.
at all. It just burns. Or they, yeah, a very interesting show. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Dennis,
love
do you
how,
know?
what's
Do
it?
you know what? Do you know what
What the
Hot
hell's
Ones
the,
is, Dennis?
Pardon?
Do you know what
Do you
the
know
show
Hot
Hot Ones is?
No.
It's a show with, what is it? Hot questions and even hotter wings.
So it's an interview kind of thing, kind of like a talk show guest thing. They have guests on like celebrities, and they eat hot wings and ask the person questions while they're eating hot wings.
And each wing is hotter.
Yeah, each wing is hotter than the next, and they have a scale, and
Yeah.
and it's actually really interesting. To
Is that on
because
television?
it's YouTube
Oh,
Hot
okay.
Ones. Check it out. Yeah, and it's
I'll write that down.
actually quite interesting because the celebrity starts out eating wings and answering questions normally, but as they get to the hotter and hotter ones, and they're like, their faces are on fire and whatever, and they're trying to answer these stupid interview questions, right? And they're like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was
True
less than
entertainment and watching somebody else's pain, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was less than impressed with Gordon Ramsay's
What?
heat tolerance. I thought he would do better than he did.
Well, so you gotta. The first thing about Gordon Ramsay's appearance on that show was the fact that it's probably at 100 million views right now. He got an insane number of views.
Yeah, it's at 95 million views.
Yeah, like Gordon, you attach Gordon Ramsay to anything, and it's gonna get crazy amount of views. But Gordon Ramsay was funny because he had a lime, and he was like, "Lime should help," and he's rubbing on his face and his lips.
Yeah,
he's rubbing it on his butt. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Well.
But like, I thought he was going to do better with the heat, because chef, right?
No. I mean, that's a stupid amount of heat, though.
Yeah, I thought Alton Brown did a good job. I was very impressed with Neil deGrasse Tyson's show.
Oh, I was impressed for one fact only, and I think this is I forget the interviewer's name, but he says he's battle hardened by like hot wings, but I think they serve him not as hot wings. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was one of those ones who said, "Hey, are my wings different than yours?" And they said no, and he said, "I'm going to switch anyway." So they switched wings. And you watch the interviewer during that one, and he's like crying at the end. He's like bawling, which is he isn't usually. So I wonder about the, but anyway.
Hey gents, I'm gonna duck out here. I am like ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the conversation. I just had a very, very early morning today. So
yeah. All right. Have a good one, mister.
You guys are the best. We'll talk soon, eh?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
See you, brother.
Later, chat. Where's my mouse? There it is.
Maybe he has two screens too. He can't find his mouse either.
Oh my god.
Land, it's after midnight. I should probably shut it down so that I don't tomorrow. Good old tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep. You should shut it down, brother.
All right. So what I'm going to do to those of you all the 13 of you who stuck it out to the bitter end. Thanks. That makes you guys amazing.
Or logger end.
Well, can we just call them amazing?
No. You said bitter end. I said logger end.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Wow. That was oblique, man. But now I feel kind of dumb. It's funny.
It's all good.
God, I'm too tired.
It's all good.
So between now and hopefully next week, everybody please stay sane, stay safe, stay healthy, and be kind to one another. Good night.
Peace soup.